Hello my friends, it's Jay here from the New Recruits and the Melbourne Costume Group. We had a wonderful panel at Oz Comic Con this weekend, December the 12th at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. We were talking about professional cosplayers like ourselves and the effect of their mental health upon us and our family and friends. A lot of people ask us, how do you do it? How do you become a professional cosplayer? And how does it affect your mental health in a lot of ways, especially during the pandemic? We had some fantastic individuals come up, very, very close friends of mine. We had the lovely Rhiannon Preshaw, who rustles us up and organises our photos when we do our charity events, Good Friday Appeal, Diabetes Australia, Variety Club, does a wonderful job. We had Melbourne City Catwoman, Simay Argento. We had also Melbourne Batgirl and Superman. We had Andy, Lorenzo and his beautiful partner Erin. But also we had the big fella from Canberra, head of Team Accountable, the Australian Thor, Andy. It was a pleasure to have you on board. We also had the Thor Challenge, which is holding the hammer out, which you can see on YouTube right now. I want to say a big shout out to Simple Simon. Thank you so much. Kelly, Vanda, Moira, and Anne, thank you so much for the opportunity to do this. Talk about mental health and the effect on us and our friends, and also how, as professional cosplayers, we can get people involved who want to do it, but also how it improves our mental health. Thank you so much for all your help, and you're doing a wonderful job, and I'm very honoured to be a part of this group. Check us out on Facebook, check us out on Instagram, and of course, our details will be on after this video. Thank you so much for all your time. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful day. Take care, and we'll speak to you soon. Today I'm representing Melbourne Costume Group. We're a group of cosplayers that go out and do charity events, come out to fetes in schools, but mainly what we do is we raise money for obviously those charity events such as Good Friday Appeal. We've got Guide Dogs Victoria, and also a lot of other ones like Disability Victoria with the Variety Club. We're a bunch of people who love dressing up, having fun and raising money. That's why we're here today. So, just quickly with regards to myself, I've been cosplaying for about 6 years, and we started out obviously doing the Village People Act. I met the lovely Vanda, the lovely Kelly, Moira and Anne from Melbourne Cosplay, and I've joined this group, and what a wonderful group it has been. People who really care about obviously the community, raising money, raising happiness within the community too, raising all that kind of money, and also meeting people and making sure that cosplayers, we do a lot around this community here. So we're talking about mental health. My mental health battles, yes, I've had some pretty bad ones the last couple of years. I'm not afraid to say it, and we're talking about that today. So yeah, 2 years I was struggling, and I think the cosplay community really helped me with that. It's something that took my mind off it. I was in a very dark place. I didn't know where I was, to be perfectly honest, and a lot of the great people that I call very close friends now really helped me through my tough times the last 2 years. It's been through the pandemic, which has been a little bit easier, of course, in some ways, but again, the people that I've been associated with have really helped me, and I want to invite I'll introduce you to Andy. Andy, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
So, you play Melbourne Superman, of course, and obviously
Yes.
you're pretty well known around the cosplay community. You're always at all the events. Now, what does it mean to you with regards to cosplay? Why did you get into it? Why did you choose Superman? And obviously being involved with Melbourne Costume Group and all the charity events, what does it mean to you to be a professional cosplayer and being someone that is respected in our community?
I always enjoy the term professional cosplayer. It's just it's fun to think that we grow up, to be adults, right? And we still dress up, and it's kind of like it's something that you can go around and do and inspire others sometimes, and that's part of the reason why I do it. So Superman, for example, I've been unofficially cosplaying Superman since I was probably 3 years old. I think that was when I first had my first Superman costume. And officially, I started cosplaying because I didn't know cosplay was a thing. I thought maybe there was like 3 or 4 other people that cosplayed characters until my partner here, Erin, introduced me into the actual community of cosplay a couple of years ago. And I was like, oh wow, there's actually other people that do this. This is really exciting. And that got me really excited. You know, I already had some high-end Superman suits. For those of you who follow my Instagram, you know I think I have right now like 15 or 16 super suits. It's crazy. Too many.
I think we go every day and we have a look on Instagram, and Andy's going, oh, hang on, there's a new Superman suit.
He's revealing a new suit.
Which is awesome.
So
you think that when we go out, I've cosplayed with you for the last couple of years, and we've done a lot of events together, and obviously yourself and the big fella coming up later, Thor, you guys are very, very popular. Do you feel that you have a responsibility in some ways with regards to the children coming up and saying, even though you're dressed as Superman, you have a fitting in the community, that you feel that you have a place that I have to actually teach these or show inspiration to these children? And then again, goes back to the mental health, that they're really happy about being out and waving over there, and they're very happy about being out and looking up to you.
I think rather than looking at it as a responsibility, I sort of look at it as an opportunity, because, you know, when you have a social media page and you reach X amount of people, you have the opportunity, you have the power to get the message across that you want to get across. And now there are going to be people that take it the way that they take it, and sometimes you're going to get people who don't necessarily like the message that you're putting out, and that's okay. But I think we live in a weird and wonderful time, right? Social media can be the best thing in the world, it can be the worst thing in the world, but if you use it the way that you want to use it, and you can have that opportunity to promote the positivity and the mental health and the hope, I do see it as an opportunity rather than a responsibility, but I am grateful every day for reaching the amount of people that I do with it.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll get your lovely partner on to have a chat about your cosplay journey, and you've had a few things about mental health you'd like to talk about. We all good there? Yep. We're going to get the... Yep.
Awesome.
She's like...
Soundman's awesome. Soundman's. So, everyone, round of applause for Erin. She's Melbourne City Batwoman. Batgirl. So, would you like to tell us a little bit about your journey with cosplay? Because, as I said, I've worked with you a few years, and it's been absolutely awesome. So.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, like, when I come from a background of a lot of sewing and, you know, productions and Rocker Stedford in high school and stuff like that, and I always loved the dress-up aspect of things. So then when I was an adult, and I'm like, oh, Comic-Cons in America, they all get dressed up, that's amazing. We have Comic-Cons in Australia, and I made my first costume, and I came 2016 was my first Comic-Con, and then I saw all these people in Zentai spider suits, and I asked them, where do you get these costumes from? And then from that I kind of learned more about cosplay, bought a few of those sort of suits, and then would maybe buy a Zentai suit and add more to it, like my Lady Deadpool suit and stuff like that. And then from there I wanted to do a bit more, and so the most recent one was Batgirl, which I think took nearly a year to make with so much trial and error.
It looks fantastic. So EPC cosplay, jump on.
Sorry, I didn't wear it today because it was going to be too hot to wear.
A shout out to everybody who's actually cosplaying today in this weather.
Absolutely. Round of applause for the cosplayers.
Right
definitely.
Especially out down the back there.
It's definitely
Too much kryptonite
a bit warm in here.
So Erin, tell us a little bit about the mental health side of things with cosplayers. Yeah. I know, as I said, all of us have had challenges, or know someone who's had challenges, and they always look up to us with regards to what we do, and they say, look how happy you are with all your friends and all those guys. And they always say that to me. Go, you've got some great friends. I go, yeah, they're like lifelong buddies for me. How do you feel about the effect of mental health in cosplay? Where do you see it?
Well, it's funny because when I first kind of found cosplay after that first Comic-Con, yes, of course, I was going through my own mental battles as well, like we all do, like for most parts of our life. But at that point, I was very isolated. I didn't really have an outlet. So it gave me something that I could do for myself, with just myself. And that creative outlet is a massive lifesaver.
How good is it just for the choice of making someone's day by saying, how good is this? How good do you look? How great is it? I mean, we get comments, obviously being what we do, but just the casual cosplayer who come up to us and go, we've seen you before, you inspired us to do it. And we get that all the time at Melbourne Cosplay with people coming up and saying, we saw you guys do it, we want to do it too. And exactly what Erin said.
It's such a supportive community, which is fantastic. Again, like with everything that's going on in the world at the moment, so this is such a really good community to be a part of.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to get our next two guests up. Can I have a big round of applause for Melbourne Batgirl and Melbourne Superman, Andy and Erin? Thank you very much. And the lovely Rhiannon Preshaw. This lady here at every event, she's the one who rustles us up, say, come on over here, take the photo over here, you've got to go here, you've got to go there. So she tells me I don't do a lot. You do so much. Can I have a big round of applause for these two ladies here, please?
You know, there is a great way of being able to express yourself, but also something I do want to touch on as well is the pressure that I've seen of friends who have to wear costumes to certain events. A good example, a friend of mine years ago, I'm talking maybe 5-6 years ago, he dressed up as Jack Sparrow, and at the time that costume was so well known and so well loved and everything like that, and you could see, you'd be going out for dinner and he'd have a change of clothes and people would just kind of pound. And I said to him from the get-go, I said, look, I'm friends with you, I'm not friends with the costume. I'm still friends with the person outside of it. And if you don't look after yourself, that can almost consume you. And so unfortunately, dealing with other people, he dealt with some stuff, and nowadays he's still involved in doing art and everything like that. He's working in New Zealand, he's got a son now, so he's doing really well. But that's something I feel like, speaking to friends of mine, there's this pressure that doesn't get talked about of having to wear a costume, especially to conventions. And I have a rule when it comes to my Jawa costume: if I'm not in the mood, if I'm struggling mentally, I don't do it.
And that's a great message. Right, a round of applause for Rhiannon for saying that, because as you know, as you can see, we all look the way we look and we go, look fantastic, but there is a bit of pressure, isn't there? There is pressure in some ways on us.
Oh, and, absolutely.
In some way, but the good thing is with our group, there's no pressure within the group. I think it's just individual, isn't it? Just individual mental stress as such.
Yeah, like I've said, being able to catch up with friends over this weekend, I've definitely come across a few, and it's like, oh, I felt like I had to wear this costume. And it's like, you don't. It's just a convention. You need to be here having fun. And I think coming out of the lockdowns, going back to work, everyone's like, oh my God, we're getting so overwhelmed. And so I've said, if you're not feeling it, don't do it. Don't put yourself through that mental strain, because it takes effort. You might be wearing your elaborate costume. It's like, oh, that's easy. But there's that effort to still put a performance, especially if you've either built like a social media following or you've built this reputation to be this character. There's this pressure that you put on yourself because you are only as good as your last performance in their eyes. So I tell people, don't put yourself through that. Don't do that. And that's when I kind of got more involved in wrangling, because as I'm nearly 30 now, I've been focusing more on full-time work and being by myself and everything like that. So I'm able to use that experience of being amongst the 501st and the Melbourne Costume Group and everything in between, and at least be there for my friends and at least go, look, if you're tired, if you're unwell, if you need me, I am here and I understand. I will make sure you look good in every photo. I'll make sure that if you're posing, let's chat. Let's make sure that at least you're comfortable. And even if you're feeling crap, let's make sure that you don't look like it. Because if you're, especially wearing the Jawa costume, if I'm feeling in a really bad mood, just because I'm wearing costume, it shows more on the outside. And I've noticed that, so I just go, no, don't do that. Don't put yourself through that, because it shows 10 times more when you're wearing a mask.
So for me, my background is very versatile. So before I got into cosplay, going on the mental health topic, I've got an acting background. So I do a bit of acting, a bit of modelling. It's a bit of everything. I've got a dancing background. So I guess when you're in the entertainment industry or in that field, that's already good for the mental health as it is because you love what you do. I then looked into cosplay because that falls into acting as well. So long story short, anyone that wants to come on board that is thinking of doing cosplay or that wants to do a character or doesn't know how to get involved in it, just look up a lot of community groups or cosplay groups where they register you and you can ask them and they will be able to help you get on board. Secondly, pick a costume or a character that you relate to. If you've been brought up as a little child and you've idolized Batman, Superman, Catwoman, whatever it is, connect with that character, and that's where you find your happiness, you know, and that's where the mental health kicks in because you relate to that character and it makes you feel good, it makes you happy, you smile. And when you go out cosplaying in that costume and you see people going, oh, you look great as Superman or Catwoman or whatever, that's where you click and you go, aha, and that's where the mental health starts getting better because you know that you're doing something right, you're doing what you love, but then when people are complimenting you and are remembering you from one time only and from a photo or at an event, that's when you start getting that encouragement and that's where it kicks off. So I think it's really, really important that, you know, you just do what you love, you do what makes you happy and you pick the right theme and character that you can connect with and level with and the mental health will follow through.
Had a great time, really connected with the community as well, so I think that's the most important thing about these types of events is connecting with your community. It's a great safe environment for everyone to be in, so I can't be more thankful to be part of this community, which is why I thought it would be a good idea to set up a fitness, health and wellness based community within the pop culture community. So that's what Team Accountable is all about.
Talk about the mental health side of things. Obviously, health, fitness, well-being mean mental health. Now, for you as being Australian Thor, we'll put it that way because you get a lot of kids coming up and a lot of other people wanting to talk about how do you get these big muscles, all those kind of things. But what else does it do for you mentally? What does it do for you mentally? And how would you suggest to another cosplayer or a potential cosplayer or fitness person, how can it improve their mental health as well?
Simply through exercise. That's a great way. It's a great stress reliever. So a great way to keep healthy mentally. And just within our community, I think being realistic with your goals and your expectations is really important too. So, you know, we can all aspire to be, in my case, Chris Hemsworth for Thor, or in all your cases, any other superhero or character you aspire to be. But just be realistic about it. You know, we've all got different lives, different stresses in our life, and you just got to take that into consideration. So, again, our community is there for the support, the mental support. We can rely on each other to be there when we need that support, which is why our community's been so successful and why it's growing so quickly as it is.
It's a fantastic community to be involved in. With regards to just normal people getting involved, you know, we dress up, you know, we come out here, we have fun, and we make the choice to be happy. We get together with so many different people that we wouldn't really be together with unless we got really with our cosplay.
Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Hey. Let's go. Simon. No, a bit louder than that. Come on. Simon. Really, how are we going? We've got 10 seconds. We'll count it. 20 seconds. That's a tag. Come on, let's go. Give it up. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's hear it. Let's go. Louder! Come on! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's it work? Simon, round of applause, take a bow, my friend. How will you get okay.
Bebí tanto amor, tantas noches de golpe y no pude disfrazar mi tristeza, mi pena y mi soledad. Cuántas veces sentí de verdad que yo estaba vencido, caminando sin rumbo y andando no más por andar.